Hi everyone, I am Wafa Lango and welcome you all in Grammar in Detail. If you are new and not subscribed the channel, so subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get some more videos about grammar in detail. Today we are going to discuss the ditransitive verb by from active voice into passive voice. Before starting this from active voice into passive voice, we will have the definition of ditransitive verbs. Di or detransitive verbs. Di or D means to, and transitive which can be changed from active voice into passive voice, and verb which shows an action. What is the definition? Those verbs which need two objects and can be changed in passive voice into four ways are called ditransitive verbs. There are four ways to change them from active voice into passive voice. They need two objects. You know why? One direct object they need and one indirect object. Direct object means all livings, all non-livings, and indirect object means all livings. So it needs one direct and one indirect object. Let's take even the example of our today's verb buy. If I say you, he buys you, definitely he does not have the power to buy you. So the second sentence, if I make he buys a watch, whom does he buy a watch? That is also not clear. So instead of saying these two sentences separately, why not to say he buys you a watch? Now the sense is clear that he is buying something for you, that is what? A watch. And indirect object we bring first, the direct object at the end. And if you say no, I want to bring the direct object at the beginning and the indirect at the end, so we will take the support of a preposition. Like the sentence will be in this way: he buys a watch for you. So this is the way to change it in another way. So there are two ways to write the sentences of ditransitive verbs in active voice. And now we will discuss how we are going to change the ditransitive verb from active voice into passive voice into four ways. And today we have got the verb that is known as buy, and the tense which we have, that is known as the present continuous tense. We will have the simple sentences. What are simple sentences which make simple statement are called simple sentences. He is buying me a watch. He is buying a watch for me. Now see, me indirect object and watch the direct object. And if you want to bring it first, so prepositional indirect object you are going to use. There are four ways to change the ditransitive verb from active voice into passive voice. I am being bought by him a watch. I am being bought a watch by him. A watch is being bought by him for me. A watch is being bought for me by him. Now in first way and second way, you will bring the indirect object at the beginning in place of subject, by him at the beginning, a watch at the end, a watch at the beginning, by him at the end. And in second way and third and fourth way, you will bring the direct object in place of subject, the non-living, a watch, and then by him at the beginning, for me at the end, for me at the beginning, by him at the end. So these are the sentences of ditransitive verb from active voice into passive voice. Next we have got the negative sentences, those sentences in which we deny the statement, reject the statement, and refuse the statement. He is not buying me a watch. He is not buying a watch for me. I am not being bought by him a watch. I am not being bought a watch by him. A watch is not being bought by him for me. A watch is not being bought for me by him. Interrogative sentences, those sentences in which we ask question and put queries. Is he buying me a watch? Is he buying a watch for me? Am I being bought by him a watch? Am I being bought a watch by him? Is a watch being bought by him for me? Is a watch being bought for me by him? Next we have got the formal sentences of ditransitive verb by. Is he not buying me a watch? Is he not buying a watch for me? Am I not being bought by him a watch? Am I not being bought a watch by him? Is a watch not being bought by him for me? Is a watch not being bought for me by him? Last we have got the informal sentences, those sentences in which we deny the statement and ask question, and we ask them in an informal way. Is not short form is isn't. Isn't he buying me a watch? Isn't he buying a watch for me? And am not short form, keep in your mind you, we, they, I, and all of them you will be having am not short form A-R-N apostrophe T. It means ant. With I you'll be pronouncing it ant, and with you, we, and they you'll be pronouncing it aunt. Ant, aunt. Ant I being bought by him a watch. Ant I being bought a watch by him. Isn't a watch being bought by him for me? Isn't a watch being bought for me by him? And one thing let me clear for you that are not, am not, some of the students they write A-M-N apostrophe and then they read it even amant. Keep in your mind that is neither amant nor ant. That will be written in this way. This is the best and correct way to write the short form of am not. Hope you got today's lecture. Wish you best of luck. See you with next ditransitive verb. Goodbye.